Hey guys, welcome to the rundown. I figured I would put out a rundown video for you this week since I didn't get a video project out. And I do apologize about that. I had some orders come in that really took priority and they took up all my time, so I wasn't able to get to a video project. However, I think I'm going to redeem myself this coming week with a Murphy bed project. It's going to be a very big project. Courtesy of Rockler Woodworking and Hardware. Rockler had sent me over their Create-A-Bed kit, their Murphy bed hardware set. And I'm going to build a Murphy bed with it, and I think it's pretty cool because it's going to fit nicely in my shop. No, I'm just kidding, it's going in the house. But you know, the running joke with a lot of my viewers is I don't get enough sleep. You know, I'm up at all hours of the night. Well, I figured if I put a Murphy bed in here, I could just keep it folded up while I'm working, and then when it's time for me to go to sleep, I can just drop it down and there you go. But no, it's actually going to go into the house. But it's going to be a pretty cool project. I'm really looking forward to getting into it. It's a really nice set. Now, I've got a, you know, guys, it was supposed to have been in a long time ago, but I didn't forget to, but I didn't. The order didn't process. I've got a lathe coming into the shop. I know you guys might have heard me talk about that or whatever. But yeah, I'm excited about it. It should be here any day now. And when it gets here, I'm gonna start piddling around with it and start turning some stuff. I've never turned anything, so it's gonna be exciting. I think I'm actually going to do a video for my very first turning project. I mean, the very first time I use the lathe. And we'll see what it comes out, if I can make anything at all. Hopefully I can make something. It's been a really busy week, and it's nice to sit down for just 1 second. The only reason I get to sit down now to shoot this video is because I just started ebonizing some of these lamp bases. I'm making some more lamp bases, and a lot of you might not have heard about these lamp bases. If you follow me on Keek, you know that I have a customer that does stained glass lamps, and she does some beautiful stained glass work and stones and all kinds of stuff, and I make her bases for those lamps, and that's the order that came in. I've got 8 of these bases to do, and I had some breadboard orders, little breadboard orders and stuff to do, but I got everything done, and now I'm just doing the last final touches. I just ebonized 2 bases, and I don't have any gloves on, but let's see if I can. This is one of the bases with its first coat of iron acetate ebonizing stain. Whoops. And I'm trying not to touch it because it turns your fingers black until it dries. That iron acetate it's not that bad, but it does turns everything black that it touches. So I got 2 bases sitting there drying right now with their first coat of iron acetate, and it gave me a chance to sit down and talk with you guys. So I wanted to let you guys know, I think I'm going to be changing up a bit. I think I'm going to be concentrating strictly on my weekly videos, and I'm going to not completely cut out, but I'm going to stop doing custom orders, except for the art gallery that orders these lamp bases and another customer, long-time customer that I've had. Other than that, I don't think I'm going to be taking on any more custom builds. They kind of they take up a lot of my time, and it makes me miss a week, like this past week, where I can't get a video out to you. And I think I'm going to start just focusing all of my time on doing my weekly video projects, and we'll see how well that goes. Now, I don't have any orders after these lamps are done. That's it. So I can jump right in tomorrow morning. Tomorrow's Monday. I'm going to jump right in and start making the Murphy bed. And another thing that brings me to another thing. You know, normally I put my videos out, or usually put my videos out on Wednesday. I think I'm going to change that up to, I'm going to shoot for Wednesday, but most likely it's going to be Friday videos, because Wednesday just comes way too fast. By the time Wednesday comes and get the week, you know, the end of the week to go through and trying to do some other orders and stuff and filling things, and trying to race to get to on time for Wednesday again is a little bit tough. So I think I'm going to start doing Friday videos. But now, I know a lot of you guys like the Wednesday videos because like Steve has his videos out on Friday and stuff, and it kind of breaks up the week instead of everything you know, happening on Friday. And I really want to stick with Wednesday. However, I think it's going to be best for me if I switch over to making a video, you know, Friday videos. Now, if that, I'm going to try it out for a couple weeks, and we'll see how it goes, because the last couple of videos have been coming out on Friday. If you've noticed, I missed the last couple of Wednesdays, and the videos have been out on Fridays. And that's just because the weeks fly by so fast, and I've got a lot of other things on the outside of the shop that I have to take care of as well. So that's the news I wanted to share with you guys. You know, I'm going to switch it up a little bit, see if I can try out Friday videos for a while and see how that does. And also, I think I'm going to cut out some custom orders and focus strictly on my videos. So that's, you know, so yeah, I think Friday, we'll give it a shot. We'll give it a run for a little bit and see what we can do. Hey, I wanted to show you guys something. Jay over at jayscustomcreations.com. I don't know if you guys watched his videos. He's got a lot of great videos out. You guys really need to check out his channel, and it's jayscustomcreations.com. And I think it's the same on YouTube, Jay's Custom Creations on YouTube. But really check out his videos. He does a lot of great stuff. And Jay has the same table saw as myself and as Steve and everything. And Jay had turned me on to this zero clearance plate. It's a Lee Craft zero clearance plate, and it's an aftermarket zero clearance plate for this table saw. And he was telling me about it because he tried a couple and he said, I really like them. Well, he was cool enough to send me one, and I really like it. And I want to take a second and show you the little jig I made for the table saw to cut the kerf cut in here. It was kind of a safe way of getting the kerf cut, because when you install this, or a plate that you might make in your, you know, an insert plate that you might make in your shop, one of the best ways to cut that kerf cut is to cover the insert plate with something and clamp it down to your table saw, and then raise the blade slowly to cut that initial kerf cut. Well, I made a little jig, quick and simple, that fit right into my miter slots. I was able to clamp down a piece of 1/4 inch plywood on top of this and make the cut. Take a second and look at this. Hey guys, I'm getting ready to show you just a quick and simple tip for cutting a kerf cut safely into an insert plate. Now, this particular insert plate was sent to me by Jay, the owner of jayscustomcreations.com. Thanks a lot, Jay. I really appreciate this. This is a Lee Craft insert plate, and it is made specifically for my Porter cable saw. Lee Craft has a lot of different model insert plates, and corresponding to those insert plates are different model saws. So if you ever were interested in getting one like this, an aftermarket insert plate, all you'd have to do is look up your model for your saw. I'm assuming it's leecraft.com, but don't quote me on that. Look up the model of your saw and it'll tell you the insert plate that you need. Now when the insert plate comes, it doesn't have a kerf in it, of course. We're going to cut the kerf, and that's what this little tip is all about. When Lee Craft sends this out to you, now if you make your own in your shop, you can skip past this part. I'm going to be talking about the setup of this real quick, and then we'll get into the cutting of the actual kerf. The insert plate comes with a little set screw on the back. It comes pre-drilled with the holes for the set screws that are already in the saw, the leveling screws. What you want to go ahead and do is make sure that set screw is out enough to where you have a nice snug fit in there. Not too tight, but definitely not too loose. Once you have everything set in there with that set screw, go ahead and set your adjustment screws and get your plate level where it's flush with the top of the saw, and you're ready to go to start making the cut. Now, one of the recommendations when cutting a kerf in a zero clearance plate is to cover the entire plate. I've got a piece of 1/4 inch plywood here I'm going to use. Now, the next step is to clamp this down, clamp this cover down, so when you raise the blade and all, everything is secure. Well, sometimes clamping down on your table saw could be a little bit difficult, especially if you have an outfeed table like I do. So I came up with this little setup, and this is what this whole tip is all about. This little setup to show you how I'm going to clamp this down to make this cut, but also the little jig I can keep for any future insert plates I make from my table saw as a way to make the curve cuts in them. So let's get a little closer and let me show you what I did. Alright, as I said, the first step is to go ahead and cover the insert plate once you have the adjustment of the insert plate nice and done. I went ahead and made some marks on my table saw where my blade starts and stops, so I know where to safely set up this little setup here. I go ahead and I got a 1/4 inch piece of wood covering the blade insert plate right now, and I picked up some of these 2 3/4 inch furniture bolts. They're connecting bolts is what they're called. They got a big flat head on them. And I also picked up some fender washers. Now these fender washers are going to act as little T-bolts in a sense. The slots, miter slots on my table saw have a little groove underneath that acts as a T-slot. And so I'm going to make some. So what I did is you just take your little fender washer, get you a pair of snips, and you want to snip off one side of that fender washer so that it fits into that slot nicely. Once it fits into that slot, you can go ahead and slide it over your T-bolt or your connecting bolt and get it into your miter slot. Now from there, I've got myself just a couple pieces of scrap wood. I've got holes drilled in them that are in line with where my bolts are, and I can drop them down right like that. Same thing for the front here. Let me get my marks. Alright, and then from there it's just simply securing everything down. I'm going to throw a couple washers on here, and I don't have any of the little wing nuts, so I'm just going to use some 1/4 inch nuts. And for this last one, I'm going to use a wing nut because I had a little runaway nut somewhere. I happen to have one of these little wing nuts off of one of my stop blocks. Alright, now with everything firmly secured down, and really finger tight is good because them things are not moving. So the reason the blade's not going to do it. Now you want to go ahead and plug in your saw, and we're good to go. So now I'm going to just turn on the blade and I'm going to slowly raise it up until it cuts through. Nice and slowly. Alright, once that curve cut is done, go ahead and unplug your saw again. So now that I have that curve cut, I'll go ahead and save these little jigs in case I ever need to make zero clearance plates in the again. There's no need to save the 1/4 inch piece of plywood. I'll just use it as scrap. I'll cut some parts off of it. And now you have your zero clearance insert with your curve cut. Now if you're going to be using a riving knife, which is always recommended, you need to go ahead and take a hand saw and extend this curve to accommodate the riving knife. Now when you're making the riving knife, you need to make your slot just a little bit wider than your curve cut for the riving knife area, because that riving knife needs to be able to flex a little or else you'll have binding. It tells you in the instructions not to cut past this last little groove back here when you're making your riving knife cut, and because you want to leave a little meat on that back end so to keep it stable. Alright guys, well there you go, a quick and simple way to clamp down your new insert plate, whether you make it in your shop or you buy it aftermarket. It's a great way to clamp down your insert plate to make that first initial curve cut safe and securely. Alright, yeah, so quick and simple. Just a couple of pieces of scrap wood and some of these furniture connecting bolts. A washer that I clipped one side off of with a pair of snips. And it fits right into my T-tracks, like almost like a T-nut, you know, like a T-bolt. And I was able to just tighten this down, and it secured that piece of plywood. I could make the cut for this zero clearance plate nice and safely. And I'll hang on to these because I always make, you know, insert plates for my table saw. I might pick up a couple of these rather than making my own, because these are made perfectly for my saw. So I'll see what I do about that. But I'll keep these for future use, man, and they don't take up that much room, so that's pretty cool. I got some exciting news for you guys, hopefully coming out possibly next week. It all depends. I'm just waiting for the other guys that are helping me out to get everything turned in to me. But I've got a very special little video coming out for all you beginning woodworkers, discussing some common joints that we all make in the shop as woodworkers. And I've got a few other woodworkers, some familiar faces that you'll recognize, helping me out with this video to show you some of the different joints that woodworkers use, you know, some of the common joints, and the jigs that you can make to make these joints, and everything. So look out for that. That's going to come out very shortly. As soon as I can get it wrapped up and everything, we'll get that out to you as soon as possible. So alright guys, well that's it for now. I mean, really I don't have anything a lot going on. I'm excited about to tear into this Murphy bed tomorrow, and I'll have that video out very soon. This bed is super easy to make. It takes 3 sheets of plywood, 3/4 inch plywood, 1 sheet of 1/4 inch plywood, and then a few pieces of some hardwood, and you can use pine or whatever you want. But super easy to make, and it's very cool. So I hope you guys like that project when it comes out this week. And again, as always, I really appreciate you sticking around, and all you subscribers, I really appreciate your support. I want to say that I really am sorry that I missed this past week. I got overwhelmed with a couple of little orders, and but I hate missing out on a video for you guys, and so I'll make up for it here shortly. But we've got some very cool projects coming up, starting with the Murphy bed. You're going to see me doing some turning, trying to do some turning, and you know, I hope you enjoy that. Now, of course, I'm not going to make anything real fancy right off the get-go, but I do want to, like I said, I want to film my very first turning, and hopefully you guys will get a kick out of that. Just bear with me on that. Don't be too harsh on me, because like I said, it's going to be my very first turning project. But as always guys, I hope you had a great week. And I know this video's come out a little late, but I want to say Happy Mother's Day to all the mothers out there. I hope you all had a very special day. And with that being said, I will see you guys later this week. Have a great night.